My dad is Keith Jefferson, and he is here at Foss Nursing Home in the Memory Care Unit. And I am the second of 4 children, 3 girls and 1 boy.
It was a fun household. We always had a ton of fun together, all the kids, and Dad was always the ringleader of the fun. We always called him our happy Swede.
My dad was involved in the community primarily through athletics and church. He also did a lot of church activities, primarily with youth. He really liked working with teenagers.
And you could say that, his ministry became his hobby very early on. It was something that he was so passionate about and enjoyed so much.
That absolutely gave him one of his most favorite purposes. So he just loved it and was really good at it. He's a people person, so.
Dad's greatest strength, in my view, as a son, I would have to say it's his character, his sound character that was so consistent. Even as a young adult, I found myself resorting often to his wisdom, and it was invaluable to me.
When I was in college, I bought a Volkswagen convertible Beetle, and right about the same time, my older sister had the first grandchild in the family. And one day we were gonna take Erin out to fly a kite for the first time, and there wasn't any wind. And so I don't know who got the idea, but we all piled into my convertible, and we just flew the kite out of the back of the car. And I just really have a clear memory of just everyone laughing and having a good time, and that was just the kind of thing Dad usually, created.
One of the special memories I had, of course, was him fostering my love of airplanes and aviation. And particularly the 13th birthday was very special. He just kind of said, "Hey, let's get in the car, we're going somewhere." And he surprised me by hiring a pilot and a light airplane. I believe it was a float plane, in fact. And we flew all over our home. We flew over where I had a paper route. It was one of the more impactful things that I can remember, and it guided, in fact, my interests and passions all the more, and I pursued them greater from then on.
We started to discover that there was a problem in Dad's health probably about 6-7 years ago.
Dad's always been the absent-minded professor, and all I can really say is that started taking a turn into forgetting a lot of things, and again, that was a problem clearly, because he kept working in his own business and needed more and more help. We just finally got to a point where it was clear that things were just not working out.
Dad's type of dementia is frontal lobe, and it's primarily problems with language, and then, judgment issues.
His care began to be just too challenging for my mom. We realized he needed some measure of supervision and moved him into an assisted living.
Dad has always made it clear that family is his lifeblood, and so we needed a place that was nearby. And we all live here in Seattle, and most of the places that we could find were outside of Seattle and would make it tremendously difficult for people to visit him, and especially Mom, who, her days driving are limited now. And so, we were pretty nervous and scared about what the next step was going to bring us with Dad, because it may be something that we wouldn't be able to see him as much. Our experience with Foss has been just so tremendously reassuring. When Dad first came here, it was really clear that the staff loved their jobs. They weren't just doing their jobs, they loved their jobs. They knew how to interact with Dad. They knew how to recognize where Dad was still trying to find purpose. And they even knew how to respond to that and nurture it and make him feel important. Specifically, the one thing I can think of is, Dad has a few little sayings that are left in his memory bank, And so they come out quite often, and one of them is, to fondly look at someone doing their job and say, "Go get him, Tiger." And the staff just really loved that, and they actually nicknamed him Tiger, we noticed. And so, it was just a great connection watching them almost become family.
A lot of dealing with dementia is, quite frankly, the social intervention kinds of measures. And those are challenging. Those are challenging for any staff member. Well, everybody here really seems to get it, and they care. He gets his mile of smiles walking up and down the hallway now with a walker, saying, "Go get him, Tiger," to all the staff.
My entire family just really hopes for a sense of security and calm and peacefulness. And he definitely has that here at Foss.